Salud, mi gente, your boys coming through once again. And on today's video, we're going to talk about the gang war between Hoover Street and Main Street Crips. Because of this, there's 3 people unalive, 10 people injured, in 3 different shootings. Before we continue with this video, do not forget to hit the like and subscribe to the channel. As a matter of fact, don't forget to hit the hype button. You only got 3 tries per week, so you already know. I do highly appreciate the support. So this past Saturday, right, between Figueroa Street and Hoover Street, there was a shooting and where 3 people got injured. One sadly became unalive, and the person who became unalive was not even a gang member. This happened in the territory of Hoover Street, right? The person who became unalive was not even from Hoovers, was not even a gang member. He was a father that is no longer going to be right there for his kids. You know, just thinking about this, man, it is sad. Why? Because you have a house, possibly you own a house, but you can't even come out to your porch to drink a beer, to talk to, some old friends, just have regular conversation, enjoying, the evening, whatever the case might be, because there's always a risk of somebody just driving by and unloading a gun on you. Why? Because they want to cause damage on a gang that or a territory that belongs to a different gang. Just think about it. You can't come outside because this could happen, you know? 4 days later, man, on a Tuesday, 2 p.m., or 3 days later, right? Another shooting happened. This happened at 2 p.m. and where 5 people got hit, including a woman. This again happened in the Hoover Street territory. One person became unalive, and the other one got injured. It seemed like Hoover Street was getting all the heat. The crazy part about this, man, to be honest, is that everybody self-incriminate themselves. What happened with let's just do this, stay quiet. Let them guys figure it out. Now with social media, we have a bunch of people who need that attention. As soon as they see something happen, they're quick to come out and say, we did it. That's what the Main Street Crips was doing. Clowning. Saying another one on the scoreboard. Self-snitching on themselves. Putting a target on themselves. Being like, we did it. And what happens when that happens, man? Now one of your homeboys is gonna pay for it. Trust me, ain't nobody gonna stay still and shit, you know? You just took somebody out that was a friend of people. And those people, trust me, they're going to want their payback. And that's what they did 8 hours later. Around 10 to 11 p.m., that same Tuesday, the Hoover Street struck back. This time it happened on the Main Street territory. One person unalive as well. But the sad thing about this is that this person who became unalive was not even from that neighborhood, was not even from that part of LA. He was from Long Beach, from Rolling 80 Crips. He was just right there at the wrong spot at the wrong time. And that's how it seemed to be in LA, Chicago. And it's not safe to hit the streets no more. It's never been safe. People don't even wear those new era hats because you wear the wrong hat at the wrong spot. There you go. That is pretty sad, honestly, if you're to ask me. How 2 black neighborhoods attack one another Same when it happens with two brown neighborhoods attacking one another. Your own people is hurting one another. What happened with unity? What happened with the blacks? What happened with the browns? Because it seemed like within your own community, that's where the beef stays. The crazy thing is that the second shooting happened at 2 p.m., right? That's around the time that kids are getting out from school. They're walking and stuff like that. Broad daylight. In the daylight, you know? And people think that's cool. Especially they went to social media and they thought it was cool in the daylight, you know? Which is not, man. It's not. Making the community unsafe. And all for what? What benefit comes from this? Except to boost your ego. Because at the end of the day, I do understand game banging, right? But what is the reason to beef with one another? You know? Can somebody just run their stuff in their neighborhood, another one on the other neighborhood? I do understand that everybody takes pride on their neighborhood, right? The same as the other gang takes pride in his neighborhood, and then something, because whatever they said, whatever they did, can lead to something big. It seems like this is what's going on right now. You know, they got a conflict that has turned deadly, and we got 3 people unalive. And now it seems with this rolling 80s victim, possibly the rolling 80s gonna come through and get their paybacks as well. Can it get bigger? Possibly. You know, you never know. It's possible. You have people on the internet posting with guns, bragging about doing things here and there. And it seems like people don't learn. People always tell on themselves. And when they get busted, they're always quick to point a finger, quick to say, oh, this guy snitched on me. This guy, no, man. You snitch on your own self. When you uploading messages, videos, pictures, talking about the incident, knowingly that you are a rival gang of that neighborhood. You telling on yourself. So when they go and bust your door down, don't be complaining. Don't be saying, oh, they snitch on me. Because you snitch on yourself. And I'm seeing that a lot in social media right now with this incident. I believe that this is just the beginning. Hoover Street didn't get notice from the main street. And they won their paybacks. I believe they're going to strike again. And you never know, it might be uglier. You know? Now with those machine guns that people have out there on the streets, man, they can do a lot of damage. I believe with these shootings, they shot at some police cars, if I'm not mistaken. You know, this thing is getting dangerous, and at the end of the day, the ones who suffer the most are the children, the teens from that neighborhood, in those places, man. We're just setting bad examples. I do understand that people partake in criminality, but let's be more conscious with that. Let's be more discreet with that. What happened with those days? Now everything's about bragging, about showing off, and egos, man. I might be wrong, but one thing I'll tell you, that black on black or the brown on brown, that's not cool at all. That's not cool at all, because we all put that energy, that work, to hurt one another, instead of putting that work to help one another. You know, once you see it from the other side of the coin. So with this being said, hopefully this violence will stop. But it's just reality, man. This is what the streets are at. I do understand that. But, you know, we wish nothing but the best to the communities. Simple as that, man. Simple as that. That's why we're trying to pass this positive message. And hopefully, maybe somebody will get it, man. Somebody will get it. I know there's a lot of smart people out there on the streets that lead those communities, that are involved in those groups, and maybe they can end that beef. Simple as that, man. So with this being said, we are out. To the next video. Muchas gracias. Saludos.